Hi, Shalom. Your brothers of great millstone and branch out in Des Moines. First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh, Bahasham, Bakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all your brothers who preach the gospel of truth and in sincerity, always in charity. As you can see the title of the lesson, we just gonna hop right into it. Hit this little screen share. Because Esau got a thing that he like to come up to camp. His little that wasn't me, or that wasn't my I didn't own slaves, or he like to say it was that long ago. You have an equal opportunity just like the rest of us, which that's can we get Psalms 73?
That's the spirit. That's what I had too. This is Psalm 73.
You can start at one.
Okay. It says, truly power is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right. Now, the foolish is talking about who? Is talking about Esau, Edom. It says what? And I was envious when I seen the prosperity of these devils. So when we in the world, we see things going on. We see things taking place. We seeing how these devils got every opportunity and everything that's open for them, but yet we got to go through every obstacle. We got all these things. The whole system we know is set up against us.
Yeah, I mean, even the laws that they put forth is all targeted against us, man. They don't want to see us prevail. I mean, you can look at the example of Black Wall Street, when they want us to be subject unto them, to depend on them. And if you prosper, that's true. You end up dead, or they're gonna tear whatever it is you try to build. They're gonna tear it down, man.
Which is beautiful through the spirit, because it's all it solidifies what we're saying, man. It proves that we are the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It proves that we are the true biblical Israelites, man, according to Deuteronomy 28th chapter. All these things is written so we can have a comfort and know why these things are taking place. Because he said he was envious at the foolish, at their prosperity. Let's jump down to verse verse. No, you're gonna jump down further than 5. Jump down to verse 17. Then we're gonna go back up. Because we're gonna show. Look, he was envious at these heathens' prosperity until what? Read verse 17.
Psalm 73 and 17. It says, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein.
And what's the sanctuary of the Lord? Once you come into this knowledge, then you understand therein. You see? So that's why the scriptures tell us not to be envious of these things, not to be foolish. Worrying about prospering in this world, man. You see? Because this is Esau, Edom's blessing. We're waiting for ours in the kingdom of heaven. Once Yahweh shall crack those clouds. You understand?
Yeah. This is their heaven right now. They living it up in their heaven. But in our heaven to come, our kingdom to come, we're going to be living it up. But we're going to have the best kingdom ever, man. Because we're going to overcome death. We ain't going to have to worry about working for Esau. We're going to be in rulership. We're going to be guides and judges. So, I mean, that's the best kingdom to be in. So we got the best reward coming unto us, man. So we got to store up our treasures in heaven, man. The hell with this place trying to store treasures in this place, because all this shit is gonna come to naught. It's about to get burnt down anyway.
So without further ado, we'll play this little video, man. Now you noticed all that, right? It showed the Trail of Tears. It showed genocide. So that's letting, yeah. So that's letting you know what the Northern and Southern Kingdom right here, man. While all those other nations took off, can we get what's that? Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 is it verse? Slocky, bear with us. 45. Start up at 43.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 43. It says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high."
And this is an example of it. They started the race and they took off. That's an example of them getting above us very high. While we're still at the starting line.
Right.
Go ahead.
"And thou shalt come down very low."
And this is an example of it, man. You know? So here it is. The Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathens got every opportunity to prosper in this country, on this side. But yet the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, you're what? You're held down, man.
Okay. It says, verse 44, it says, "He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail."
There it is, you know. So they are the head and we're the tail. But we waiting for what? For Yahweh Shah, our Lord and Savior, to come back. So then he can make things right side up again, man. So we're going to be the head and they're going to be the tail. You see? And this is the message that we're preaching, man. That all these things that we suffer, there's a recompense for that. You see? All these things that was systematically set up. This right here, this was systematic right here, man. And it's still continuing to this day. Those same effects that was put in place back then is still in effect today. You see? Look, they didn't laugh and everything. And what is this showing you? Can we jump back to Psalm 73?
Okay. This is Psalm 73.
Because this is generational wealth. You see how he got old, he passed it down. He got old and passed it down. While what? While we didn't even start the race yet, man. See, this is all according to prophecy. This is all according to the Holy Scriptures. Go ahead.
We'll go back up to
Bible Shop. Yep.
This is Psalm 73 and 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." And when you go into that, bands in their death is what in inheritance.
Yeah. You know.
Yep.
They go to their grave in wealth. You know, leave their substance to their babes. Matter of fact, it says that. Let me. I believe it's in the book of Job, if I'm not mistaken. Can you read that part again?
Come. Psalms 73 and 4 says, "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm." And like the brother was saying, hey, they always leaving their riches to their kids, and then from generation to generation, they leaving their inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Us as a people, we don't have no properties and inheritance to give to our kids. Why? Because when we started the race, as you can see, this is an example of you starting the race and you got all these obstacles in front of you which is stopping you from trying to achieve.
But you jumped ahead. We didn't even start the race yet.
Oh, damn.
So this is them passing down generations of wealth. And we still what, man? In slavery.
Held down. Yep.
We still in slavery.
Yep.
You know? But this is the book of Psalm 17. And I'm going to start at verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai." That came from. But it says, "Arise, O Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." Can we get Malachi 1 in verse 4 real fast to prove who the wicked is? Because it says, "Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So let's find out who is the wicked. Who is this speaking of?
This is Malachi 1:4. This is Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished.
So, and so it's talking about Edom, Esau, right?
Yeah.
Edom Adawam in the Hebrew, which means red. Go ahead.
We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Boom. So there it is. So these people are called what? The border of wickedness, man. So wherever they are, that's where wickedness is.
That's it.
So back in this Psalm 17, it says, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You see, this is verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Lord. Oh, how do you hold the sword? In your hand.
Right.
It says, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Can we get Luke?
See, they getting their portion right now.
Yeah,
Man.
yep,
You know?
yep. Can we get Luke 16 and 19?
This is Luke 16 and 19. It says, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
The man who had their portion in his life.
That's it.
Who was that rich man, man?
Esau.
You see, it's talking about the guy that's prospering. We're going to prove that, Lord willing. Go ahead.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Exactly. Lazarus represents who? The nation of Israel, man. Isaiah, the 1st chapter, says what? That we're full of putrefied sores, man. You understand? Go ahead.
It says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Exactly. All we get is crumbs in this society, man.
Yep.
Even these multi-millionaires, man. You look at Mayweather and LeBron and these cats. Compared, that's crumbs compared to the so-called white man that's behind them and what they're getting.
Yeah.
LeBron signed $100 million contracts. Well, who's paying them that $100 million?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga signed with a team. Well, guess who owns that team? You see?
Yeah. Esau, all they do is give you the leftovers. You know what I'm saying? Even with, hey, our people thinking eating pork is soul food, man. But that was the leftovers. You know what I'm saying? When they was feeding us pork and giving us all that, what they call the shitlings and stuff. That was them giving us their leftovers, man. Eating off the
parts of the swine that they thought was unedible that they weren't gonna eat. You know?
Right, exactly.
Which the whole damn swine is unedible, man.
Exactly.
The whole fucking thing. Like they'd give us the husk of the corn after they ate everything off. You know, and what we do with it, man, made grits.
Right.
You know, grinded it up, man. So they was giving us what, man? The refuse, you know, of what they didn't use or what they considered useless.
Yep.
You know?
It says, I read verse 20, it says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs come and lick his sores.
And the dogs represents the other nations. They're benefiting off what? Off our sores, off our sickness. They're benefiting off us being in this lower state. You see? Go ahead.
And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
Right. Now, Abraham's bosom represents the kingdom of heaven. The angels carrying him represent what? Getting beamed up into the chariots, man. Receiving salvation. And guess what? It said the rich man died also and was buried. It didn't mention him being carried by the angels.
Right.
Because he's not receiving salvation, man. Go ahead.
He's receiving all he gonna get right now. I don't know. It's going on. It says on verse 23, it says, and in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham.
And you notice it said he was in hell and he saw Abraham afar off with Lazarus in his bosom. What Abraham doing in hell? According to these Christians and these motherfuckers that believe in the hell doctrine, Abraham was a righteous man. What he doing down in hell? It's letting you know it's not talking about a place. It's talking about a condition. Right. It says that the rich man was in hell, being in torments. Him being in torments is the hell that he's receiving. You see, it explains itself within the same verse. Go ahead.
It says, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
And that flame represents what? The afflictions, the hell that he's catching, man. Just like right now, we're in the second Egypt, which when you read in the scriptures, the Lord called it what? The iron furnace. So Egypt was considered an iron furnace. Was we on fire in Egypt? No, but we was being afflicted. We was catching hell. Yeah. So this is the same thing that's taking place here in America. We are in an iron furnace once again, meaning what? We're catching hell. We're being afflicted. We're in the fire. So in the kingdom of heaven, the roles are going to be reversed. So Esau, Edom, the rich man, he's going to be in hell. He's going to be in that iron furnace. He's going to be in those flames. Meaning what? He's going to go through everything that we went through. According to Revelation 18, we're going to render unto him double according to what he gave us. Lamentation, the first chapter. He said that they're going to be like unto us, man. That's what's going to happen. They're going to drink of this cup next. This is what this is talking about. Go ahead.
Verse 25, it says, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in that lifetime receiveth thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
That's it. That's it. So when we go back to this Psalm 17 and 14, it says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life. You see? Mm-hmm. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's receiving his good things now, as it is written in Genesis, the 27th chapter, when he got that blessing. You see? His blessing was temporary. Ours is eternal. You understand? It says, which have their portion in this life, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes, man. Trust funds, Donald Trump, my father, left me a small loan of $1 million. Nigga, is you crazy?
Right.
A small loan of $1 million. See, this is Esau, Edom, man. And this is the system that's been set up in order for them to prosper continuously. You see? It's another one in the book of Job as well. I find that real fast. You can jump back to that Psalm 73.
This is Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Exactly. Neither are they plagued. Esau go to retire, his ass move to Florida, and all of a sudden he get him a RV. And now this old bastard traveling the goddamn country, man.
Right.
Going on vacation or across seas, ain't got to worry about clocking in and getting it, They didn't have to worry about them things. Now, right. now, the curses flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Esau feeling that squeeze on that ass, man.
That's right.
But this is letting us know that the scriptures is true. This is letting us know who Esau, Edom is. His characteristics is written in these scriptures. Just like how our characteristics, just like how the curses is on us as a sign and a wonder. The things that's written in the scriptures, they're all as a sign for who are the people today. You see?
I got a quick one real fast. This is Sirach 10 and 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's what we about to see, man. This kingdom right here is going to be destroyed, but hey, the kingdom about to be translated, man, unto us, man, a righteous kingdom. That's what we about to receive, man. You see the downfall of Esau slowly going down, man. They ain't, man, they hate it, man. They see that their kingdom is falling, man. You know? So yeah, man. It's
This is the book of Job, chapter 21 and verse 7. It says, wherefore do the wicked live? We proved who the wicked is, right? Malachi 1 and 4, we read that earlier. It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. What's taking place in this clip? He running, getting old, and look, it shows what? It's money.
Compounded. Yeah,
it's money, and he was passing the money down to his children, man. Yeah. It says what, man? They leave their substance to their babes, man. It says, verse 8, their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes, man. You see, he's getting established, man. It's passed down, passed down. They call it what? Generational wealth. It says their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Hey, because the Lord is patiently forbearing to punish these heathens, man, as it is written in 2 Maccabees, the 5th chapter. You know, but now we at the time, now is the effect of every vision. Now we at the time that cup is passing, that translation of the kingdom is taking place, man, and it's glorious in our eyes. You see, let's keep reading though. Verse 10, their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. Meaning what? Meaning their abundance is their substance is constantly increasing. When your cow calveth, meaning what? The cow gets pregnant and has a calf. Now their cattle is constantly increasing. Your cattle was what? Was a part of your substance in the ancient world. So it's basically what? Their money, their wealth is constantly increasing. This is the so-called white man. This is the wicked that's running the earth, as it says in Job 9 and 24. Verse 11, I'll read 10 again. It says, their bull gendereth and faileth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. Yeah, they ain't got a care in the world, man. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the heavenly Father, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? You know? And this is the mindset of the ungodly. This is the mindset of Esau Edom. You see? In this little clip, it is showing you what's prophesied in the scriptures, man, which was written thousands of years ago. You know? We hop back into this.
Okay.
Look, laughing. And look why they smiling, yeah. You know?
Looking down at them, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Discrimination. The first one fired, the last one hired.
Yep. Poor schooling.
Get the worst of the books. They be all beat up.
Mm-hmm. Underemployment, and look who comes back to help them though. This is the two kingdoms, man. Southern and Northern Kingdom, you know, coming together as one once again, as it is prophesied in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Standardized tests.
Right. By their standards.
Right.
This is Judah and Israel oppressed together.
Yep.
You know?
School to prison pipeline. Because what Esau do? You know, he pumped the drugs in the neighborhood. He keep Jake poor. When Jake poor ain't got nothing to eat, man, what you know?
Right. But it's crazy though. They put the drugs in our communities and then say the war on drugs. But it's really the war on us as a people, man.
Yep.
They target us, you know.
Yep.
We ain't the ones going, you know, bringing these drugs into the cities, the guns and all that stuff.
Yep. But look at the opioid epidemic.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, these people need help. Need to put them in halfway houses. You know, what they call a rehab. You need to get help for these people. What happened to that in the 80s and 90s?
Right.
No, you was locking these people up. You was calling them criminals and thieves and thugs. That goes back to the discrimination. That goes back to the different obstacles that Jake has to go through in society, man.
Yeah, the double standard that we got to face.
Was letting you know you are the Israelites according to the Bible, man. These curses fit you. You see? Housing segregation, man. So we couldn't even go rest. Racial profiling. And what that was symbolic of what? The police constantly pulling your ass over, man.
Exactly.
You know? The police policing your neighborhoods. This is all systematic. This is all set up by design. You see?
Shorten lifespan. Why? Because the poison they put in.
Connections. Yeah, privilege. You know? But yet they want to talk down on us. You have the same opportunities. Forget about slavery.
Let bygones be bygones.
Then they ask you, what affected like them Edomites that was on the line with us a couple weeks back? You guys weren't in slavery. How did that affect you? What the fuck you mean?
Right.
How did it affect us, man? This motherfucker ain't even got to run.
Yeah, I was about to say he just sit back and chill now and reap all the benefits.
Mm-hmm. And that's Esau Edom for your ass, man. You know?
Yep. Another example of that, man, like, for example, if you play the game of Monopoly and everybody, you know what I'm saying, you get stuck at, you know what I'm saying, you don't get to go, but everybody else going past, go. Everybody was given before the game even started, you was given this amount of money. We wasn't given nothing. And then, you know, everybody going to pass, go. What you think gonna happen, man? Once you get the opportunity to go, you're gonna run on into all kinds of debts. You're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying?
All the property's gonna be bought up. Everywhere you land, you gotta owe money.
You'll end up in jail. You know what I'm saying? Everything is against you.
Yep. And that was from what? That was from the beginning of this country, man. Since this country was first established, you know. So this is an article of Atlanta Black Star, right? It says 8 times the U.S. government gave white people handouts to get ahead. By Tanasia Kinney, June 23rd, 2016. So this is the first one. The 1790 Naturalization Act. Under this legislation, only free whites were allowed to become naturalized citizens of the United States. Thus, the doors were open for European immigrants, but not anyone else. The right to vote, serve on juries, and hold office was exclusively reserved for American citizens, which in the Constitution so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're still considered what is it?
3/5
of a person. You're not. According to the Constitution, you're technically not a citizen still.
Exactly.
You see? But yet, who is these European immigrants though? That's Edomites, man. While Donald Trump want to say, let's build the wall and stop these criminals from entering in our country. Well, what if God would have did that? Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, when Cristobal Colon, aka Christopher Columbus, bought his sadistic red pasty ass over here, man. You see? Let's keep going. It says the Social Security Act of 1935. Enacted under President Roosevelt's New Deal, the Social Security Act provided a financial safety net for millions of workers and guaranteed that they would continue to be paid after retirement. But this luxury didn't extend to everyone, however. The act excluded agricultural and domestic laborers, many of whom were Black, Mexican, and Asian. So if you was working out doing what? Hard labor, you was excluded from that, which that's the majority of the jobs that Jake held, man. You see? It is my personal belief, I speak as a man, it's my personal belief that a lot of those Asians that was afflicted, that was had to build the railroad here in America, man, that got hell put on them and they was lynched. I believe they were Israelites as well, man. It's my personal belief. Let's go to the next page. It says eight times, man. So this is all what? This is all laws. This is all laws that was set in place, But yet these devils want to come up and oh well, that didn't, and this, that, and that. Shut your ass up, man. Which we're gonna go back to that Psalm 73. As it is written within that, it says they speak wickedly concerning oppression. Yeah. Here it is, all these things is set for us to stay on the bottom. Yet these devils want to talk shit, Just because Esau Edom systematically puts Jake in certain positions just so you can think you can succeed. For example, that movie, The Spook That Sat by the Door, man, it's a great movie if brothers hadn't watched it, man. Because it shows you these Edomites take a token Jake and put him in a position so you other Jakes can think, oh, well, he made it, I can make it too. But anyway, it says the GI Education Bill, Veteran Administration Housing Authority, and Healthcare System. Because of these government programs, mostly white members of the armed forces were able to continue their education, guaranteed private housing, and granted access to a public healthcare system. Many of these benefits were reserved for white veterans. However, for the handful of Black veterans who could participate in these programs, their benefits were still fewer than those of their white counterparts, man. Let's go to the next one. This is right here. It says, police and firemen, some with their wives and children, assembled on Philadelphia Rayborn Plaza, November 13, 1956, to carry their wages and hours demands to city council. The police and firemen were demanding an increase of $1,000 a year and a 40-hour week. Notice there ain't no Jakes within that either. I don't see no Jakes in there.
Nope.
Wagner Act of 1935, also known as the National Labor Relations Act. This legislation gave labor unions the power of collective bargaining, defined unfair work practices, and established consequences if those rules were broken. As unions excluded non-white workers from better paying jobs and benefits like healthcare, pension, and job security, millions of white workers were able to work their way into the middle class. So they was increasing in wealth, man. And what Jake was doing, excluded from all this, man. So just like how the this video showed that they had hundreds of years of a head start, and and didn't want to boast of equality now. Fuck out of here, man.
And had the nerve to look down at us as a people like, oh, they lazy, or you know what I'm saying, they got the same opportunity as we do, but we don't, man. Because look at the unlawful laws that y'all set up, you know what I'm saying, that keeps us down. You know, y'all set these laws up to keep us down, man, so that we can't grow, we can't prosper. Y'all don't want to see us prosper, man. Shit, the police see you in a nice car, they gonna pull you over, man. Guilty while driving black, man. You know what I'm saying? So
it says Federal Housing Administration. Under this bill, white families were granted home loans, making it possible for them to purchase their very first humble abode. Unfortunately, mortgage eligibility was often tied to race, while those living in integrated neighborhoods were deemed a flight risk and denied loans, which that's still taking place to this day. A Chinaman, he'll move here from China.
get all kinds of,
You know, he'd get a $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 loan to open up a hair store, a motherfucking nail salon. Goddamn Hong Wong's kitchen. And like the brother said, they getting tax breaks. These motherfuckers getting $900 to $1,100 on link every month.
Man.
While Jake, you know what I'm saying? Jake struggling like a motherfucker, man. Jake can barely get a $10,000 loan, you know?
Right.
And this is what's taking place, man. Why? Because of the curses that we're under. This is 1960s Jim Crow laws. These outwardly discriminatory laws not only barred African Americans from drinking at the same water fountain as whites, but also reserved the best jobs, schools, neighborhoods, and hospitals for white people. You know, and I don't know if that was 8 of them, but
that list can go on and on.
Yeah. You know, they only stopped at 8.
Right.
They only stopped at 8. You know, it was another one that I read too. It was the Homestead Act.
Homestead. Hey, that's what they do now. The gentrification, man. They move you out from, they put you where they want to have you at, you know. They build up the projects, you know what I'm saying, for us, and then what? Tear it down and build up condos so they can move their people in. Esau is wicked, man, for real.
Yeah. So you can jump back to that Psalm 73 if you ain't had nothing.
All right, come. This is Psalm 73. I'll read 5 again. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compassed them about as a chain. Violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than hearts could wish.
Yeah, more than hearts could wish, man. You see? This is the 1830 Indian Removal Act. With the help of the U.S. Army, Cherokee, Creek, and other eastern Native American tribes were forced to relocate west of the Mississippi River to make room for white settlers.
Like pretty soon it's gonna be the new era, the Edomite Removal Act.
God knows. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, man.
Yeah, they gotta pay for it.
Don't get your ass eradicated.
That's right.
This is the 1862 Homestead Act. This act gave away an overwhelmingly number of acreage to white settlers out west. Land that had been previously settled by GAD, Native Americans. According to California Newsreel, nearly 270 million acres of Indian territory was converted to private property for white settlers.
Man. What was that deal they was doing in South Dakota? Trying to build some pipes on the Indians' land and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that pipeline that was going to reach to Canada.
Yeah. See, hey, Esau can't get enough, man. That's why they in everybody else's home, everybody else's neighborhood,
You know,
everybody's land.
here it is. These devils gave them that little, okay, here. Out of this whole land that was there, that was Gad's, okay, I'm gonna give you this little reservation, what he reserved for them.
Right.
And then try to run a pipe through this shit.
Right. What kind of man? Man, they can't get enough.
Yeah,
man.
it says he had more than hearts can wish, man.
Yeah.
That's this devil. You see? And they were able to prosper off this, man. Coming in, moving into a land that's already what that was a luscious, plush. Yeah. So now they getting what? You know, the increase off the land. Then they got slave labor.
Free labor, yep.
You know? And then when Abraham Lincoln, it's another act. I wish I could remember the name of the act. But when Abraham Lincoln transferred ownership of the slaves,
emancipation.
From the private slave owners into what? Into the corporate slave owners, man. That's what the word emancipation means. It means to transfer. But with those private slave owners were compensated heavily for those slaves that was set free, man. A lot of them plantations had anywhere from 50 to 500 slaves on those plantations, and they gave them, if my memory serving me correct, they gave them anywhere between $1,200 to $2,200 for each slave that was set free. And that was during 1865.
Yeah.
So imagine how much that money is worth today. $1,200 to $2,200 today can easily be over $20,000, man. You know what I'm saying? So times that by 50 or 500. So these man, they got generational wealth, man. You know, generational wealth. Money that's been passed down, man. If these devils didn't work hard to get, they stole everything, you know? Let me jump back to that slide.
This is Psalm 73. And I read 7 again. It says that eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their hearts could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Mm-hmm.
They speak lawfully. And that's what Esau do, man. They, you know what I'm saying? They look at us, they speak bad, you know, about our conditions and stuff like that. They you know what I'm saying? They constantly saying, oh, well, you got the same opportunity and this and that. You know what I'm saying? They speak, you know, like let bygones be bygones. They say all this. They don't give a damn about us, man. You know?
Like Michael Jackson, that Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about. They don't really care about us.
Yeah, they don't care about us, man. They want to see us down. You know. It says, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongues walk through the earth. Therefore, his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out of them. And they say, how doeth the Most High know? And is their knowledge in the Most High?
Right, because they wisdom perverted them. They like, look, we got all this without the Lord. That's what they saying in their mind. You know, according to Isaiah the 10th chapter, this devil says, through my strength, through my wisdom have I gotten all these riches. No, Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave all that to you, man. You see?
Verse 12, it says, behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. That's the ungodly. Esau is the ungodly is constantly trying to increase their riches, man. But you see, hey, all this is coming down. That's why they're trying to push forth the RFID chip, because that's their only hope is the RFID chip to keep their power afloat. But hey, it ain't gonna happen though, man. It's coming down.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. This is James 5:1. It says, go to now, ye rich men. Who is the rich man? Who was that talking about? Esau, Edom. Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments moth eaten, man. Why is your riches corrupted? Because of the means of how you got it. You see, the scripture says, woe is him that that uses his neighbors. Let me get that, man. I believe it's in the book of Jeremiah, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll bring this out real fast. This is Proverbs 14:11. It says, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. And that's what we got to see, man. This Esau's kingdom and rulership is about to be overthrown, man. And the Lord is going to set up his men, his righteous, his chosen people, starting with the elect. He's setting them up. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to flourish, man. We're going to have it all in the kingdom, man. Everything we're going to have, your heart's desire is going to be in the kingdom. An everlasting kingdom is what we're about to receive, man. You know? So the hell with Esau's kingdom, man. The hell with this place, man.
Yep. This is Jeremiah 28, and this devil claims the what? That the Bible is the law of the land, right? Founded on Christian morals, right? Fuck out of here, man. This is Jeremiah 22:13. It says, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages and giveth him not for his work, man. It said, woe unto that motherfucker, man.
Destruction is coming to him, man.
Yeah. This goes back to the law, Leviticus 19:13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him of the wages of him that is hired. Shall not Slacky. Let me read that again. Slacky. Leviticus 19:13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. And this devil is still in violation of that. You get paid at once a week.
You're supposed to get paid every day.
You're supposed to get paid before the sun go down. But this devil, some people don't get paid till every 2 weeks.
Yeah, some jobs is monthly.
Oh man, bro. This is Deuteronomy 24:14-15. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee. So this devil got a lot to pay for, man. This devil got a lot to pay for. So to go back to the James 5:2, it says, your riches are corrupted and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, man. So that's going to be what, man? A witness against you, all your treacherous dealings, man. You see? It says, verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, man, which is the Lord of armies. You see, Yahweh Basham Yahushua is hearing our cries, man. How do we know that? Because these things are taking place. The Spirit of the Lord is moving throughout this earth, man. You see? The prophets are out there pushing that vibration of Yahweh Basham Yahushua back in the earth through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushua. And these things are taking place. We're seeing the curses coming upon our enemies, man. You know? Read that last part again. It says, behold, verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ear of the Lord of Sabaoth. And what does it say in the prophecy? That the plowman and the reaper, I can't even quote it right. This is Amos 9:13. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes him that soweth seed, and the mountain shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt, man. You know? So guess what, man? Those roles gonna be flipped. The plowman, which is the workers, going to overtake the ones that's reaping the benefits, man. Everything gonna be turned right side up. You understand? You know, I know it's something. It's another one in Sirach where it speaks about woe to him.
I'm gonna get this. This is Sirach 10:10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And we're about to see Esau die, man. They in rulership now, but the Lord, the physician, Yahushua is about to cut them off, man, that disease. Because Esau is nothing but a damn disease, man, a cancer that need to be cut out from, man, just from living, man. But you see what he do when he's in rulership. You see what happened, man. You got the air we breathe is jacked up. You know what I'm saying? The food we eat, everything Esau touch, he corrupts it and defile it, man. You know, the Bible, he can't even touch the Bible, man, without corrupting it, man. By spitting out and spewing out lies. You know? Hey, so that's why I said, tomorrow they shall die, you know. So their destruction is coming to them for all of their wickedness. But you get something?
Yeah, this is Sirach 21:8. It says, he that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his own burial, man.
Man,
so Sirach 21:8. So this devil, he's just preparing his own bed. What they say, you preparing your own bed to lie in it, man.
Yeah, you made your own bed, you know, lie in
it. That's what's happening, man. You know, because everything that this devil has stored up, everything that he didn't hoard it, like it says in Habakkuk, he heapeth unto him all people. You know. Yeah. You know, but it gets, because as we read in that Sirach 10:8, the kingdom and the riches of the kingdom is translated, man. So guess all that wealth that you got stored up, guess who that gonna get translated to? This is the book of Job 27, and I'm gonna start at 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the heavenly Father. Who is the wicked once again?
Esau Edom.
Esau Edom, man. You see, the real nigger of the earth. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with the heavenly Father, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. So this is a heritage of the oppressors, man. This is what the Lord is going to give unto you. You see? Verse 14, if his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise and possess the land. Now in that Job, the 21st chapter, it said what? That the rod of the Most High is not upon them. That was talking about when he was in his prosperity. Now, guess what? Those roles are flipping, man. Now Yahushua is beginning to visit the earth that he created, as it is written in the book of 2nd Esdras. So now these things and these plagues, these different judgments is coming upon our enemies, man. Now the rod of Yahweh Basham Yahushua is upon the house of the wicked, man. And ultimately this place is going to be destroyed with nuclear fire. It says, I'm going to read verse 14 again. Job 27, verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. I wonder why them. I wonder why. This is verse 16. This is going into the point. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver, man. And you know, so you heaping up all this dough, you hoarding up all this gold and silver and precious stones, and the water. Yeah. Nigga, good looking, cuz. You know?
Because it's all ours, man.
Yep. Yep. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 15. It says, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. In Psalm 17, it said that the Most High have filled him with his belly with the hidden treasures. Okay. Now the Lord is going to take all that back, you goddamn devil. It says, He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brook of honey and butter. Meaning what? He's not going to see the prosperity.
Right.
That's why in that Luke 16 that we read about the rich man, him being in torments, him being in hell, that flame been on his ass, man. Meaning what? It shall be no mercy unto him that showed no mercy, man. You see, this devil want to ask for mercy. Can you dip your finger in water and cool this flame? No, nigga. You didn't give us no mercy. You ain't going to receive no mercy, man.
That's how Esau is, man. They do all kinds of wicked shit and then want to have mercy or say they sorry. They quick to say they sorry, man, and then turn around and do the same shit again, over and over. You know what I'm saying? And when they came, you know what I'm saying, said what? What can he say? He said that this judgment was too much.
Harsh. My punishment is too, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know? Because when you look at it, it says the brooks of honey and butter. Where you get honey from? You get it from bees. Guess what bees do? They pollinate.
Yeah.
So that means what? You got a luscious, fruitful field. And then butter comes from what? From milk. That means you got cattle. So it's talking about what? The abundance, the increase, the prosperity that the Israelites is going to have, man. This devil ain't going to see it. You see?
The Lord got to come soon because he's killing the bees off, man. You don't even see bees too often now, man.
It's verse 18. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, man. So whatever this devil got, that's what he gonna pay back with, man.
That's it.
So all your substance you got, man, it's gonna be ours. You understand? Because we gonna have your ass in slavery, man. You're gonna be sleeping in a goddamn pit, as it is written in the book of Isaiah. You know, we're gonna bind your nobles with fetters of iron, your kings with chains, man. Everything that was done unto us shall be done unto you double, as it is written. This is verse 20. It's like it, verse 19. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Who is this? Come. Who could this be?
Man.
It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. And this was coming to this devil, man. Verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked means laborers, man. The oppressed. The plowman shall overtake the reaper, and that's what's about to take place. You know? I was gonna say, yo, that's all I had, brother.
Exodus 21 and 16. It says, I'll just get this out real fast. Exodus 21, 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And hey, Jim, that's the morning. Hey, he said, caught red-handed. That's crazy because I was holding that, and that's what when the Lord comes, he gonna catch Esau red-handed with his people, man. Because they never freed us, man. You know what I'm saying? When you read Jeremiah 50 and 33, it says that Israel and Judah was oppressed together. They was in captivity and they refused to let them go, man.
Yep.
And that's what you see right now, man. They refuse to let us go, man. They refuse to give us 40 acres and a mule. But hey, we don't even want that shit now, man. We don't want your 40 acres and a mule. We don't want your reparation. We don't want none of that, man. Because we know that we about to receive that from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. We want reparation. He about to give us, hey, he about to repair us, man. You know?
Yeah, and start with this knowledge, man. The truth shall set you free.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right, because he been repairing us now, man. By us knowing who we are.
Amos 9, you know, the breaches of David being repaired, being built back up, man. And what happened when our king was in rulership during his kingdom? He put hell on all you goddamn heathens that was round about, and that's what's about to take place, man. The tabernacles of David being rebuilt, and guess what? Yahweh Shai is going to give those men who overcome, Lord willing, we be those men. He's going to give us a rod of iron, man, that we can rule the nations in. Beat your ass small, man, as it is written. You know?
That's right.
So that's why I believe it was Asaph in that Psalm 63. He said what? He said, I was envious at the foolish, man, when I seen their prosperity. Until what? Until I came into the sanctuary of the Most High and I understood their end, man. So we have no need to be envious of these devils.
Yeah.
You see? So when they come up to the camp and say, oh, well, this and that, and how do you prosper? And I didn't have, my family didn't own slaves and all this. Hey, you got benefits off that, man. You know? This whole system was set up for you to prosper and for us to fail.
So-called white privilege, you know?
Yep. Hey, so with that, man, we hope this was edifying. We give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel of truth and the sincerity of and charity. Shalom.
Shalom.
La ilaha illallah.
Wow.